Hello, Elly here, your yoga instructor for today from Thankful Flow Yoga. I'm here with another YouTube flow, obviously, and today we're doing a core focused flow. So this flow I would recommend for someone who is kind of got a regular practice going already. So I wouldn't say that this flow would be suitable for beginners, but definitely try some of my other flows on here, which will be. So today we're going to be working into that Manipura Chakra, so our solar plexus, so located in the abdomen. And we're getting the element of this chakra is fire, so we're going to get a little bit fiery and working through the core, working on some of that core stability in a physical sense, as well as energetically working into this area. So we will start the flow in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to be across the legs, but come to wherever is comfortable for you. And you can close off your eyes for a moment and we'll ground into the class. You can rest your hands in your lap here, wherever's comfortable for you. And start to connect to your breath and notice. Notice your in-breaths and your out-breaths. Relax your shoulders. And as you bring a little bit of length or through the spine, coming into your neutral spine position, you may already feel some light engagement through the core here. So open the eyes back up if you had them closed. And we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky and bring your hands into Kali Mudra. So Kali Mudra is the fingers interlaced and your index fingers are lengthened and touching each other. This is a symbol of strength, stability. And lifting your ribs here away from your hips. Feeling some light engagement through the core already. We're going to start to work around in some circles with the body. So this movement really initiating from the waist. So taking some circles. Really mindfully, slowly working through. Coming one way, coming back the other. Notice your breath as you do this. Notice if your breath changes on one side or the other. Notice if you're restricting or holding your breath. If you're feeling any tension in the legs here, you can always adjust your legs slightly or take some blocks underneath the thighs. Meet me back in a neutral position when you're ready and release the arms. Take a little shake out through the arms, through the wrists. My favorite wrist flicks, love these. Letting go anything that's not serving you today. Flicking it away, it's gone. And release, well done. Take a stretch over to the right side, lifting the left arm up, coming up and out of the waist first. Left side body opening up. And then sweep the left arm back down. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the right ear. Come over into stretch onto the other side. And again, if we begin to notice here these subtle movements, we're opening the body and warming up at the beginning of the class, but also there's engagement going on here as well. There's engagement through the side body. There's engagement through the core, through our mula bandha, our root lock, stabilizing us. So keeping the grounded hand really light so that you can really feel the strength through the core. And come out of the stretch. Well done. So making your way to your all fours position on your mat now, in your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, and on your exhale, send your hips to the sky for your first downward facing dog practice. Press the mat away from you with your hands. Find space in the shoulders, the upper back, the spine. Send your gaze between your knees. Lengthening through the spine. Release anything you're holding in your head and your neck. Let it hang heavy. Belly button's coming in towards the spine. Notice your breath. You can engage with your Ujjayi breath here if that's in your practice. And on your next inhale, step the feet in towards the hands. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, meet me in a halfway lift. And then exhale, come into your forward fold, and we're going to pause for a couple more breaths than usual here in the forward fold. And soften through your knees as much as you need to here. Take your hands on your elbows if that feels good to you. Bring the weight forwards through the balls of your feet. Release the hands from the elbows, softening through the legs as much as you need to. Start to curl the body back up to a standing position on your mat, head and neck coming up last. Meeting into Tadasana mountain pose at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, lift your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, place the hands on the mat, step back and meet in plank position. Work through your version of Chaturanga. Inhaling either through an upward facing dog or a cobra. Exhale, meet in downward facing dog. Sending those hips away from the ribs. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale, come to the toes and step the feet in towards the hands. Lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, sit the hips back, Utkatasana. So belly's coming away from the thighs. Strong through the legs, the thighs, but also light engagement in the core. Imagining there's a seat behind you here. Arms can be by your ears or out in front. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, step back, meet me in a plank position. Inhale through upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Send your gaze between your knees. Lifting the hips away from the ribs. Inhale, come to your toes and step your left foot. Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong. Now, from here, on your inhale, we're gonna bring the body forward through into a plank position as you bring the left knee to the left elbow. Then bring the left knee to the right elbow, tap. Bring it back to the left elbow, well done. And bring the leg back. Come back to your downward facing dog. Bring the right leg away. Come forward into your plank. Right knee to right elbow. Right knee to left elbow, tap. Right knee back to right elbow. And bring it back, wave the body back to downward facing dog. Well done. Start to bring the left leg away, coming into a 3-leg dog here. Option to open up through the hips in your 3-leg dog. But no worries if your foot's just hovering away from the mat here in your 3-leg dog. It really doesn't matter. Take what you need in your practice. Keep the shoulders nice and strong. Then on your next inhale, I'm going to bring this left foot all the way through and between the hands. Reach the hands up to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. And then powering through the left leg, we're going to come forwards into your warrior 3. Taking blocks and props here if you need them. Bring the arms out in front. Press the right foot into an imaginary wall behind you. Finding a drishti or a gazing point if that's helpful. Keeping the hips nice and square. And then to breathe. And start to float the hands down to the mat. Soften through the front leg. Step back. Meet me in a plank position. Inhale. Come through either upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale. Back into downward facing dog. Reconnect to the breath. Remember, you can come to child's pose at any time that you need to throughout the practice. So, starting to bring this right leg, the right knee in. As you come through into a plank position, tap the right knee to the right elbow. Bring the right knee to the left elbow. Back to the right tap. And float back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath. And then start to bring the left knee in. Tap the left elbow. Tap the right elbow. Back to the left. And release, firing up through the core. Through Manipura. And this time, sweep the right leg up into your 3-leg dog. Option for either square hips, or you can open the hips here if that feels good too. Being careful of the shoulders, keep the shoulders nice and square. And then on your next inhale, sweep this right leg, through between the hands. Sweep the arms up to the sky, high lunge. Start powering through the right leg, coming into your warrior three. Taking any blocks underneath you that you need here. Option to reach your hands out in front of you if you've got space. Or you can keep them at heart center, squaring off the hips. Keep the hips shining to the earth. Feeling into any wobbles or shakes. Creating this long line with the body. And start to release, bringing your hands down to the mat, softening the front leg, meet me back in a plank position. Inhale through upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. Find your length through the spine. Next, inhale, step the feet through between the hands, lift the chest and lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sit the hips back, Utkatasana. Belly coming away from the thighs, arms could be out in front or by the ears. Strong through the legs. Exhale, hands through heart center. Well done. Now we'll start to lower down to the mat. Option to either come to your toes here, or you can keep the feet grounded, whatever you are feeling for. And we'll see how it feels to bring the hands into your Kali Mudra here. Apologies if you can't see. Reaching the hands above the head, see how that feels. And slowly starting to bend through the knees. As you lower down towards the mat. And release the hips down. Well done. Now coming to meet me in Navasana boat pose. So our hips are on the mat. And we're lifting the feet away. So the first option is to have your hands behind your thighs. And you could be hovering your feet down here. So this is the first option. See how it feels to then maybe bring your feet up. Maybe you're taking your hands away. If you're here with me, taking your hands away, you're going to bring the arms out in front. And then one at a time, so keeping the right arm reaching forwards. See how it feels to bring the left arm out to the side. And back in. Now bring the right arm out to the side. And back in. The left arm out to the side. And back in. Right arm out to the side. And back in. Bring your hands to heart center. Well done. Feeling into all the shapes. Tap the hands to the right, to the left side of the mat. Bring them back in. Tap them to the right. Bring them back in. And release. Well done. Give your legs a hug in here. Really strong on the hip flexors there as well. It's not just the core there. There's a lot of hip flexor work in Navasana as well as the core. Take a little hug and rock. And then facing me, so you can see me. We're going to come into, and this is almost like an upright happy baby position. So first of all, ground the feet on the mat or the floor with the knees bent in. And we'll start playing around with one side each first. So put your hand on your right shin or calf and see how it feels to lift this leg away. And maybe you can get your right hand on the outside of your right foot and start bringing this knee in towards you. So see how that feels. Have a little play around, so almost like an upright happy baby here. Okay, lovely. Now try the other side. If your hand's not coming to your foot, that's okay. Just bring your hand to the calf, maybe even to the thigh. Come to the other side. And as you do this, try and lift up and out of the waist. It's tempting to round through the spine here, but lift up and out, open across the chest. And you'll find as you do this, to do that action, you're engaging through the core. To find that length through the spine. Okay, now make sure that if you think you could be rolling back here, that you've got something soft behind you. We're going to see how it feels to bring both legs away. So you could be hovering here, maybe your hands are coming to your feet and you can work up here, hovering strong through the core. Woo! Try and have a bit of fun with this. Now, option here to either stay and work here and keep finding the length and space across the chest. If you're quite open through the backs of the legs, see how it feels to open out. And if you're wobbling and falling all over the place, that is to be expected. And again, just have some fun with it. Come back in, take a pause when you need to, listen to your body as always. Remember to breathe. Find a drishti or a focus point if that helps. And release, well done. Bring your legs out to the side. Bring your legs down to the mat, out to the side. And again here, it really doesn't matter how wide your legs are coming. So definitely don't come to your maximum here. Maybe come to like 70%. Flex through the feet. And the most important thing is that we want our thighs facing the ceiling. So keep the thighs upwards. Keep the legs with some light engagement and flex the feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Light engagement in the core. And start to see how it feels to maybe come forwards ever so slightly. This is really strong on the groin and the hips as well. So this could be a really lovely small range of movement here. If it feels good too, you can start coming down into the fold. Maybe your hands, maybe your peace fingers coming to your toes, but keeping the spine nice and lengthened and keeping the thighs facing the ceiling. Inhale, start to come up slowly from the fold. Start to slowly ease your legs in. Coming back to a seated position, comfortable seated position when we started the class. And we'll close off the eyes here if that feels good too, or take a steady gaze. Resting your hands in your lap. Let your shoulder blades start to run down your back. Notice your breath. connect to your inhales and your exhales. Notice the energy, the warmth in your body. Perhaps feeling a sense of feeling grounded and supported by the earth below you. If you're ready to come out of your practice, you can open your eyes. As always, if you have longer, please come into a full Shavasana. Take a longer Shavasana here. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. That was a short and fiery practice. And as always, there's lots of other practices on the Thankful Flow membership. Some longer practices. You go in a little bit more depth with intentions and chakras and the energetic side and the philosophical side of yoga on there as well. There's a guided meditation I've just put on there, and lots of kind of bonus videos and things as well. So check out the link below if you want to have a look at that. There's also live Zoom classes every Sunday. So yes, thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. And I can't wait to see you again very, very soon.